Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Fruit for Thought, a podcast where we talk about all things queer and spicy in relation to fitness, nutrition, and overall well-being. Today on the show we have River, another trans non-binary and spicy coach. Welcome.
Thank you.
Uh,
Excited to be here.
So am I, and we're so colourful today. I feel like we've
Extremely.
matched. We're
Yes.
matching, and even like your fidget is
Yes.
is
One of
colourful
my
as well.
clients got it for me as a Christmas present,
Lovely.
and like they bought two and then matched them, mixed them together, so we both have half and half. And it's
Oh,
leak users. Yeah,
cute. And you can just be like,
exactly.
friend.
It's my favorite
Very
thing.
nice. Very nice. Oh, and your nails are like rainbow as well.
They are. It's my leftover Pride nails,
Yeah.
Web Trans Pride,
I
and just
love
Rainbow Pride.
that. Yes. What was I going to ask you? I've immediately forgotten. ADHD who? Do you ever wear black? Like ever?
I do.
Actually, I
Just
think I've seen you wear
yeah.
black.
That's like growing up was a massive goth, like hardcore goth. From
Yeah.
I don't think I wore anything else rather than black from when I was 11 until I was like 26.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
used to wear a lot of black. I wouldn't say I was like hardcore goth. Could I have been like a soft
Soft goth.
goth?
Yeah.
I was like soft goth, I think. Yeah, I'm not really sure what my style was. You know, when you look back at pictures and you're just like,
What was I doing there?
oh my God,
Yeah.
like how did I think that would look good? Like I've seen these I had these kind of like PVC sort of like legging things with like gold spikes on the knees, like that long, and I'm looking at them like, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
Oh.
I had so many outfits. So I'm like, it was cool. Was it practical? No. Did I
No.
love it? Absolutely yes.
Yes.
I used to go to like high school with like big like studs like and necklaces and like
Mhm.
bracelets and yeah.
Just like cutting yourself, like
just
for
me.
it.
But it's like, oh my
Just
God,
like, oh, ow, got
it
one of
doesn't
those
hurt.
spikes.
I'm like, no,
Yeah.
it's cool. Thought I was cool.
I wore like really tall heel boots every day of like sixth form.
Yeah.
And I actually this might be TMI. I started getting bunions
Yeah.
when I was like a teenager, and I had to go, and like my mum was like, go to the doctors. I went to the doctors, and she was just like, yeah, if you carry on, like, and I started getting like the back of my foot started changing shape, and she was like, yeah, if you carry on, like, probably like by the time you're 30, like, you'll have to be wearing shoes like 5 sizes bigger. But she was like, you know what? You look great, and you're only young once. Like, and I think that time I was wearing these like white PVC like heel boots. And she was like, they're great. I think you should just carry on. Like, yeah,
It's
you're
good
young
medical
ones.
advice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. I think
Yeah.
so. She's like style over comfort all the
Yeah.
way. I'm very much the other way now. Like I grew out of that quite fast. But yeah, I went home and told my mom, and she was fuming. She's like, I never liked that doctor anyway. I was like, well, her
I
little
do.
advice was to carry on looking fucking fabulous. So
Yeah, I used to wear new rock boots every single day, and I used
Yeah.
to walk loads to go to school. And like I used to just smash like I don't know 5 kilometers walking every single day with like really tall platform boots, and yeah, it's great. Was it comfortable? I thought it was.
Yeah, that's the
And
thing. At
then
the
you
time, you're like,
stop.
oh, this isn't that uncomfortable. This is fine.
Yeah,
And yeah, now I'm just like, I'd like live in hiking boots.
yeah. I've got like so many. I still wear like
Ridiculous.
boots, but not as often
Yeah.
as I used to because
Yeah.
trainers.
Yeah, trainers are
Comfort.
just-
Yeah.
yeah.
I think and masking was a big part of that.
Yes. Speaking of masking to rambling to back on topic. Hello.
I love this one.
This one, it's kind of like the autistic hand, but with
Sleep
it's like conscious.
Yeah.
It's a conscious one
Yeah.
rather than like a subconscious one. Conscious autism hands one. You're on the show, so we should probably talk about, show related things. To start with, do you want to just tell us about yourself and like what you do? I guess like why you're here.
Yes. I'm like always like so terrified of like, tell me about yourself.
I
I'm like,
know, yeah, I'm
I
gonna put
don't
you on the
know. I
spot.
do nothing. I
Yeah.
am just, but I think about it. So yeah, I am, let's start with what I do.
Yeah,
for a
you can
living.
talk more about like
Yeah.
what you do.
Yeah.
And you don't have to talk about yourself like that much.
Yeah,
You can just express
good.
those bits in there.
I think like who I am and what I do are two things that go hand in hand together.
Yeah.
As you know from the introduction, I am trans non-binary. I'm autistic and I have a severe ADHD as I've been diagnosed. I did so well on my diagnosis, like the highest score I've ever gotten to anything my whole life.
A high achiever.
So yeah, so good. But I found out about being neurodivergent really late in life, like in my 30s. Some people find out even later. There is nothing wrong with that, but with that came this big awareness that sort of dawned on me, and I was like, oh, I'm not wrong. I
Yeah.
lived life in super fucking hard mode for 30 to 33 years was when I found out. And I found out because I went to I went to therapy during lockdown. I was 32. So I went to therapy because I was like, I have got so much time to think now. And I realized like I have absolutely no idea of like what I feel and like what are feelings, and like I don't understand my own feelings. I don't understand other people. I don't know how to interact with other people. I'm like really bad at social interactions. I never had any friends.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Like the first time I went to therapy was for that. I was like, I don't know how to feel or express my feelings, and I think that's a problem.
Yeah.
At the time, had no idea I was neurodivergent either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so weird because I remember growing up in high school and my not friends, my classmates, they used to like not bully me, but sort of like, oh, you're so cold, like nobody will ever love you. You can't love anyone. You don't understand why
my
you have
God.
to be so weird all the time. And then I just sat at my therapist and I saw it in her eyes. Even though I don't understand people, I understand patterns. And I know how people look like when they want to say something and know how to do it.
Yeah.
And she was just like, have you ever looked into autism? And I was like,
What autism you say?
I'm like, well, yes, in the last few months when I started Googling my, not symptoms, but yeah. And then she's like, well, I can't give you an official diagnosis right now.
Yeah.
But, and I was just like, open this because also then she told me that I had an eating disorder since when I was 7 and for things that I thought were completely normal behaviors. So that all like just dawned on me and I was like, what the fuck? And I had came out just like the year before as non-binary, and I, like I was been out as queer for like a long time, but lockdown really like helped me reconnect with myself, which I know it's been a really hard time for a lot of people, but for me it was really good because I don't like being around a lot of people, and I had the excuse to be by myself all the time. It was great.
It sounds really bad, but it was
great. And respect to everyone who has suffered and lost people and things. And I was very lucky to be in a position where, like, work-wise as well, was comfortable. I could work from home, a job that I absolutely despise, and I was really struggling with, and I didn't understand why. Spoiler, ADHD. But yeah, so like that gave me the time and the space to reflect, and that all like I had to process these 3 big things all at once, and I was like, shit, I need to do something about it. And I started training. I started lifting weights because in my head, I've moved my body my entire life. Again, going back to the overachiever, high achiever, very smart, and parents that like saw that and put loads of pressure on me, more or less consciously. I swam competitively. I did jiu-jitsu. I did ballet from when I was 3. I did ballet for about 27 years. I still dance when I can because I feel like it's just a big part of who I am and how I move and how I interact with my body. I did different kinds of dance, and I longboard and I roller skate, and I think I did all the sport that my parents made me do competitively. So like movement has always been a big part of what I was, but it's never been something that I necessarily approached with a positive attitude.
Okay, yeah.
As in like ballet, yes, when I was an adult, because when I was a kid, I was sort of like, I really wanted to go down professional route. I got told I was too fat when I was 4 years old. That was great.
You were 4?
Yeah, because obviously, like I unfortunately have hips, which I didn't, gender dysphoria, but I have hips and I don't have a very frail structure. I've got muscles.
You're a baby.
Yeah, and they were like, you should.
You've got lots of like chubby, like you're just a
little
little baby.
Yeah, and they were like, you should be, the legs should really be a little bit thinner if you want to be professional dancer. And I was like, okay, but not the best environment to grow up in when you already have control issues, because I mean, for me, that's what my eating disorder derived from. But again, like when I reapproached it as an adult, it was better. But I think there was always this underlining thing of, I need to move to change how my body looks. I need to move, so I deserve to eat. I need to move to make up for all the things. And I think, yeah, like therapy and really reflecting about it. And I even lockdown, even I didn't have to leave the house to, you know, go to work and commute and everything else. So I just over exercised so long. And then I just stopped, and I was like, you can't go on like this. Like, this is not good for you. And I started recovering, which it's a process that takes a really, really long time, because you really have to want it. And starting is fine. Continuing and committing to it is not. But then I started like lifting weights, and finding my strength and being able to take up space and exist in spaces where I didn't think I was allowed to be myself. I wasn't allowed to exist. That was such a liberating feeling. And I was like, this is so good. And then from there, you know, it evolved, and then I started taking up more space. And whilst I was doing all these things, I was also unmasking entirely. Like I don't mask anymore almost at all. And I was talking to a friend earlier today, and it's like, sometimes I do it at risk of my own safety, because I know sometimes we should, because people don't understand. And I know I'm in a privileged enough position that I can choose to put myself in situations that maybe are not the most comfortable, but I'm tired of acting how other people expect me to act. And all of these things combined together were like, oh, this is great. I wish other people could do this. I wish I knew this was a choice, this was an option when I was younger. I wish I could see someone like me being strong, being visible, being loud. And I still don't like to be perceived by the people I don't want to be perceived by, but I'd rather be loud and proud and visibly unmasked and visibly myself, so other people can see that it's okay. They deserve that. They deserve to feel good. They deserve to be happy. There is a community of people like us out there, and there are people that can help them get there. And obviously, when I started going to the gym, I didn't really feel like I fit in. Like, I liked it. I like the exercises. I like the exercise. I like feeling strong. And there are some things that I feel like, oh, this feels so fucking good. Like, you know, being able to do things in general. It's just a feeling that like nobody can give it to you. Like, it's something that you do by yourself, and you're able to do it. So things you never thought you could do. And but again, I was always trying to like explain to cis people my gender identity, why I did that, explain to neurotypical people why gyms don't make me feel really comfortable, and you know, and then still trying to like fit like in these environments in ways that I thought I was supposed to fit. And then one day I was like, "But maybe I'm not." And it's like, why aren't there more people like me coaching? Like, why can't I just have a coach that gets me? And then after like a few years, I was like, why can't I just be that person that helps other people feel seen and do whatever they want to do, whatever their goals are, but with someone who understands how their brains work and what they want from themselves and from their lives. And like when I was working in like really boring old jobs that I did, I spent loads of time doing like diversity and inclusion training for like people in like corporate environments and companies and stuff. And it was interesting. It was good in a way. That's like, I had that point of it, like I knew how to talk to people and coach people, even though, again, I'm not really good at understanding how people feel usually, like by you know, looking at them.
But you learn patterns, right? Like I was often told like, when I was doing like office jobs and things, that like, like you're really good at people and stuff. And so I was like, well, I can't be autistic because I'm good with people, but like you learn patterns.
Yeah.
You learn patterns to be like a people person.
Exactly. And you also know how to behave.
Yeah.
So it's acceptable.
Perform.
Yeah, it's a performance, right? Like I love performing. It's great. I've done it my whole life because besides being like on a stage since when I was 3 dancing, I acted. Like I love acting, and I played the piano for many, many years and performed in like really in front of really big audiences
Yeah.
and like not the same thing, but I also play loads of like tabletop role play games. So like for
Yeah.
me, being able to just put a mask on, be someone else is so easy.
Yeah. It comes quite naturally.
Exhausting
Yes.
when
Yeah.
it's not fun, when
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
a game or a performance, when your
Yeah.
life is a performance, it's
Yeah.
exhausting.
When you're having to do it rather than
Yeah.
like kind of doing it out of like a fun thing.
Yeah, because you want to
Yeah.
do it, like, oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But until I said that thing of be like, oh yeah, I'm so good at pattern recognition
Mm.
and I don't, like I don't have what people call like natural empathy. When I look at someone and like
Yeah.
I feel the vibe. I don't feel the vibe. I look at how people move. I look at
Yeah.
like the facial expressions and I'm like,
Yeah.
I've seen this before. And now like by working with being a coach for other trans, queer, neurodivergent people, I know that like I set the tone for them to be like, I'm open about how I feel.
Yeah.
I'm open about if I'm struggling, I'll tell you, but also I'll ask you because I need to ask you how you feeling, what you like, what are you
Yeah.
thinking, what do you want to do right now? Is
Yeah.
this working for
Particularly with
you?
newer clients, right? Like I find that the first few sessions are like quite tiring because my brain is like calibrating, like working out their facial
Yeah,
expressions and stuff. And then like after a few sessions, you're like, oh, I've like learned like how you might be feeling right now.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I tell them that, and like, especially people I've worked with for like a long time, I tell them like, oh, I know that this, when you chuckle like this, when you move like this, when you just like flop to the side, I know what this means.
Well, that's really interesting that feels like a conscious thing. Like I wouldn't be able to like tell you about like, oh, when a person does this, it's this. It's very much subconscious for me. Like, yeah, I don't know that I don't like consciously notice these things, but I know that I do, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I have clients that say like that I've been working with for a while. They're like, wow, like, yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Like that's crazy. Like you knew exactly how, right? And I was like, yeah, I've just learned you, and I couldn't tell you why I knew that, but I've just learned you.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
me, it's like social interactions and people are like a mixing between a puzzle and a spreadsheet. As in, like, I know everything in my brain about someone, and then I piece the information together
Yeah.
to understand the behavior.
And then the picture becomes clearer. To
Exactly.
start with, you're like, oh no, I can't quite see the picture.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fascinating. It's tiring, but tiring in a different way.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So in terms of coaching then, you kind of touched on the fact that you kind of like then like realize like, oh, maybe I could be this person. I guess how long before you started like training to become a coach did you realize, oh, I want to, like, it wasn't something that you wanted to do for your whole life, right?
When I was a kid, I wanted to be both a ballet dancer and a ballet teacher.
Okay, yeah.
I used to as soon as I started dancing, I used to dance in this semi-professional school, and there was the main teacher used to work with kids mainly, and then there was like two choreographers that put the shows together, but also worked with us. And I was like, I want to be that. Like, I want to perform, I want to keep performing, but I also want to help other people feel good. I want to help them do these things. And then my parents decided that was an option because I was too smart. So I had to get a degree and get an actual job instead of doing sports. I'm not bitter about the fact that my brother was allowed to be a tennis coach, whilst instead I was too smart to do that. Not bitter at all.
For sport.
Not too smart for sports. So it's always something that has always been there. When I was living in Berlin about 10 to 8 years ago, and then I was doing like I was still dancing, obviously not professionally, but I was taking like professional level ballet classes, and I was talking to my teachers and became my friends. I was like, I really want to do this. How do I do this? And obviously, if you want to teach dance, there is an option of like pursuing a dance degree or like studying and like doing separate. So I could start doing like some little courses and taking information like how to teach, and then I abandoned it because there's this thing in my brain that tells me that if I do something, I have to do it perfectly or immediately. Otherwise, I'm not allowed to do it, which I feel like a lot of us will struggle with.
Yeah, I'm like, I see a thing and I'm like, well, I think I could do that like maybe like an 8 out of 10. So I think I'm
Not good enough.
Not going to
So,
do it.
yeah. And that's happened to me so many times in my life.
Yeah.
So that's this thing of wanting to coach and teach and support other people in like doing movement, and it's been there since when I was literally a child.
Oh, cool.
But obviously, like I have so many hobbies, so many interests. So like I've had like a million careers and a million jobs in my life. And I think once I started thinking about it again, there was that I don't even know if it's like self-doubt or like just not believing in myself enough or expecting 1,000,000% perfection from myself in everything that I do. Was like, well, you're not good enough.
Mm.
You can't do it.
Mm.
Why would you think you should do it? And so it was that for like a few years before I was like, but I think I can do it.
Yeah.
I can try. And like, if it doesn't go well, it doesn't go well. But also I am insane. So if I decide I want to do something,
Yeah.
I will succeed.
Absolutely.
So
I get that.
I
I get that.
like, I have no, I said, we said we're going to do it. We're doing this now. And so I qualified, which, it's like, it's just a course that you do. And I feel like most PT qualifications by themselves don't really give us that much. They just give you
No.
a piece of paper, which everybody that coaches should have. But
Oh yeah.
yeah,
It's like the basics.
the
that you
basic,
need.
you should
Yeah,
have
yeah.
it.
And then you need to do more.
Yeah, exactly. But so I kept like sort of researching by myself on the side and practicing and asking friends, be like, do you mind if I just coach you? I know you want to learn how to do this. And then it just happened. And I was terrified, and it's terrifying because I was like, these people's bodies are now my responsibility, and it's fucking amazing when you start working with real people and you see them doing something the first time, and they struggle because we all do when we try something new. Really hard to accept, but it's just how it is.
Yes.
And then after a few months, they can just do it, and it's easy, and then they can progress, and then they can progress again, and then nobody has to be wanting to lift the heaviest or do the most complex thing ever.
Yeah.
It's just about being able to do things. It's just about having a body that can handle life.
Yeah.
And you can go on hikes, and you can go climbing, and you can go out with your friends, and you can do whatever the fuck it is that you like enjoying in your life. And you can do it because your body can do it for you because you're taking care of it. And I am helping these people doing it. And it's just the best feeling ever for me.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know about you, but I get clients that maybe come on and they're like, I want to do this and I want to do this. Like, yeah, we work towards that, but then they also start appreciating like lots of different things. Like I once had a client that was like, Ray, I go to this like site like every so often and I haven't been there for a while. And then I open this like really heavy door and I almost hit myself in the face. because it wasn't that heavy anymore, and I was like, oh my god. Or like, oh, I picked this up just like with one hand and put it up rather than like two arms and like really struggling. Or like my knees now don't hurt when I walk down the stairs.
That's
Or
it.
like I
It's those
can now
small
carry the
things.
shopping home and like I feel fucking powerful. Like and then we do stuff like they get their first pull up and that's also fucking cool. And
Yes.
that's kind of like what they were aiming for. But like there's all these other like little wins along the way that I think that they like don't expect, and then it's like really cool to be a part of them like realizing that and then being like, yeah, I
It's
know.
incredible. And it's as you said, I love especially like body weight movements that people don't think they can do. I love teaching people how to do push-ups and pull-ups and
they're my
dips and stuff
favourite.
like that. They're my favorite thing.
Mhm.
But it's that when the small things is where we see the difference.
Yeah.
Doing your first an assisted pull-up is exhilarating. It's great. It feels incredible.
Yeah.
But as you said, being able to walk down the stairs without feeling pain in your knees. I had a client who trained with me for a certain amount of time in preparation to do like a 100-kilometer hike in the Dolomites for like a few days, like 5 days in a row.
Cool.
And then they did it, and then they messaged me, and they did it the year before as well, but they didn't
Yeah.
enjoy it. It did, but it was really hard and it was painful. And they were like, so I can't say it was easy, but it was a breeze. My body's recovered. I feel so good. Or another one of my clients who, when they started, they just wanted to move because they didn't really move, and they got told their whole life that they had to lose weight. They weren't really sure they wanted to, but they said it like, maybe I need to lose weight. I was like,
Yeah.
if
Because
you
they've
want,
been told that they need to.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then they never wore shorts, and they didn't feel like they could wear a bikini or like swimsuit. And then they decided buying shorts to go on holiday, and then a bikini to go on holiday. And then they bought more shorts, and then they bought the first matching like crop top and shorts gym set, but they always wore it on their other clothes and then got changed. And then last month, and it was really hot, and they came to the gym twice on the bicycle just wearing their matching set. And for me, it's just like, yeah, they got really strong as well. They can do loads of really cool things. But the thing, I just stopped them. I was like, do you realize how cool this is? And they were like, yeah, I didn't think I could ever do it. And for me, that was just, it's so incredible. And it's also what I like. I made the decision when I started coaching to do something that Sorry, I moved. How dare
Oh
I?
no. Are we being too distracting?
Sorry, I've got too much
Are we being
ADHD
too
to sit still
distracting?
the whole time. Little baby.
Sorry, what was I saying?
Oh yeah, I was just saying that I made a choice when I started coaching that a lot of people disagreed with, and some people were like, you shouldn't do it. I niche down immediately. Like I work with queer, trans, and neurodivergent people. This is what I work with. If someone that doesn't fit, does specific want to work with me, of course they can. They
Yeah.
need to respect.
Yeah.
They need
Same.
to be an ally. But obviously
Yeah.
it took my business longer to grow than if someone were like, oh, I just work with everyone, I don't care. No, I care. And also, I will never market myself as a fat loss coach. And there is nothing wrong with fat loss coaches. I'm not like
for sure.
just throwing shade at other people in the
Yeah.
business that would never do. I know a lot of incredible
Yeah.
coaches that do that. But it's just not what I do, because I feel like, especially for people in our communities, our bodies are under so much scrutiny, and we feel this pressure of having to exist and perform the same way, the way that people expect us to.
I'm trying to get him comfy, like, without him being in the way of the microphone. I'm so sorry.
So yeah, for like that, like just getting people to be like, you can change your body, you can want to change your body. I mean, as someone who's like trans, like for me, training is an incredibly powerful tool to fight dysphoria for me.
Yeah.
Even though I have severe body dysmorphia, so I don't know how my body looks like. I have absolutely no clue how it looks like for real. Like, just, there's not, like, I don't know. But knowing that, and I see the small changes that I see, and they're very empowering for me. So there is nothing wrong with having, you know, an aesthetic goal, especially when it's something that matters to you.
Yeah.
But for me, just pushing movement and exercise as this tool to punish yourself and changing how you look because you got to lose weight, and like health and your body fat percentage are not necessarily linked. And you don't have to be wanting to lose weight because everyone in the world expects you to. And so like, they're just things that, yes, I've got clients who want to lose weight, people want to prepare for top surgery, people who may have health issues, people would just be like, you know what, a few years ago I was a few kilos lighter and I felt better in my body, my joints were feel better,
right,
especially when working with loads of people like hypermobile, fibro, and all of these things. Like, there is a health element there as well. But yeah, it's a choice that I made, and at the beginning, and I still really stand strong by, because it just doesn't match who I am as a person.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like if a client's goal is fat loss, then I'm like, cool, like we can do that.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely. But it's not something that I'm like, okay, so how much weight do you want to lose? Do you know what I mean? Which I think like maybe some of the coaches, that might be like one of their first questions, kind of thing, like assuming that that's what everyone wants, when actually,
how much do you weigh? And so like, I don't need to know
yeah,
how much people weigh. And I do this thing that some people may find really annoying and disagree with me with, which is absolutely fair. But if somebody tells me their goal is fat loss, I will ask why.
yeah.
And I always say, there is no judgment here, but why? Is it something that, like, you know, is it health related?
It could be like health related, or just like, oh, I feel, you know, I just want to feel better in myself. Like,
but then some people tell me.
But yeah, it's like, oh, like so and so's been telling
told.
me, so and so's been telling me, la la la. And it's like, but yeah, is
I
that
thought
what
that
you want?
I had loads of people saying, oh, I just thought that this is what exercise is about. I thought that like I had to want it. And I'm like, no. If you want it, cool, we'll do that. It's your body. You have autonomy over your body. You can do what you want, and you have the right to do that. But you shouldn't do something to your body just because someone else has told you that this is what you want. Like, it's not how it works.
Yeah. What are you most excited for about Drag Food?
So many things.
Yeah.
When you told me about it last year, I remember seeing your message, and I was like, how do they know I exist? I was like, how do they know I'm a person? But then it's just like, and we spoke, and I was like, this is so needed. It's one of the things that like me and my clients always joke about before, you know, it's always like a real thing. It's like, how cool would it be to have a queer neurodivergent friendly space, and you know, the fact that it exists. And going to the gym, as we were saying earlier, it's all well and good, and if again, I'm always aware of my privilege,
Mm.
of the fact that as being someone who's has been socialized as a woman, and I'm now more like mask presenting, but also just weird presenting. So some people just can't vibe. Some people can't place me. I'm not necessarily in danger all the time. I am. I feel like I don't feel safe, but I'm not as unsafe as a lot of femme presenting people and people of color and people with severe disabilities. I still don't feel like I can get into changing rooms.
Yeah.
I feel like I can't get into showers.
Yeah.
And I feel like that, I wear whatever the fuck I want to the gym. Like if I want to train like this, I will train like this. But it takes a lot of self-confidence and a lot of like separating what you think people may think of you from what you actually care about to
Yeah.
be able to do that.
And you've been moving like your whole life, right? And you've been
Exactly.
into the gym for like years.
Yes.
So
And
can you
it
imagine
still
what
is.
it's like for someone who's literally
Exactly.
never moved really like
Yeah,
in
and
terms of like
never
exercise.
never
been to the gym.
especially in spaces when you go to like a commercial gym.
Yeah.
There is so many fucking people, and it's just so overwhelming. And there's people, and then you just stand there and be like, oh my god, everybody knows what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh my god, everybody's looking at me. Are they looking at me? Are they looking at me because they're judging, because they think I'm doing something wrong, because they are thinking horrible things?
Yeah.
You never know. Gyms are loud.
Yeah.
Gyms are bright. Gyms they smell. There's too many people. And again, I still go, if I can, if I have to. But sometimes even for me, my literal job is being a coach and being in places that are loud and bright and stuff. Sometimes too much.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'd rather train at home in the dark. And it's just having a place where I know I can go and train and feel safe, and all my clients can go and feel comfortable and not feel overwhelmed and not be scared and not worry about who's that, what other people are thinking, would someone threaten them, be a threat to their safety,
Yeah.
would they feel welcome, would they have to perform, and they wouldn't, like all of these things, like having a space for yes, the two of us are clients, but also all those other people out there
Yeah.
that are there.
Yeah.
There's so many people that need a space like
that have
this.
like never thought that exercise could really be for them because they haven't
Exactly.
found a space where they can do that. So they're just
Exactly.
like,
And
oh, I'd
this-
like to get healthier, but
they can't.
I can't really. There's no space for it.
And also our jobs, our services, however much we want to make it affordable, there's still luxury services. So not everybody can afford to have a one-to-one coach, right? Not everybody can afford a personal trainer. And having a gym where you can go to and you've got classes, you've got a safe space, that the staff will be like you and they will understand you. So you don't have to, spend a lot of money you may not have to have that one-to-one support, but like you can still move.
Yeah.
I think that's so needed, and it's great.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And obviously, we've discussed before the plan is to have like sliding scale pricing, which I love. Yeah, so making it as accessible to as many people as possible. Yeah.
And it's great. And it's going to be like it's the accessibility on all levels.
Yeah.
Is accessibility financially for sliding scale pricing and offering people who couldn't really afford it an option. So it's going to be that. And it's accessible physically.
Yeah.
And it's accessible mentally as well, because I'm like, just going in place and be like, I know what to expect.
Yeah.
I know that if I want to talk to someone, I can. If I don't have to.
Yeah, we talked about the banded system. Before. Yeah, so banded system, red is like, I just want to train by myself.
Touching.
I just, unless there's a fire, please don't address me. I just wanna be me, I just wanna do me. And then like yellow, like ask me like, if like how long I've got left on these weights, whatever, that's cool, but like I'd rather not chat. And then green is like, I wanna socialize, I wanna find my community, I wanna find my gym buddies. And so making it like accessible for all those different kinds of like social levels as well. Nugget, what are you doing, mate?
It's just
What are you
exploring.
doing? So
It's
and
exploring
then also
time.
like either just like individual like independent training up, or training in like
Group
groups as
training,
well. So
yeah.
like servicing both those as well. So really like a gym for everyone.
Gym for everyone. And people are like, oh yeah, sometimes I get this weird comments of like, oh, you only train people like this, you want spaces like this is segregation. And I'm like, my dear friend, you cisgender white straight person can go anywhere and nobody will
Yeah,
care
exactly. Like
because
they
you
just
belong
don't.
anywhere. Nobody
Yeah.
has ever made you feel like you don't belong, dear
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah.
We have been made feel
Like
like
that comment itself is just like, oh man, you
and it
don't.
happens
You
to
don't
like all
understand.
like queer
Yeah.
coaches I know and be like, and why do you only work with queer people? Because we don't get people to we don't get people who understand us. We don't even
Yeah.
sometimes
There's
have
like
people want to work with
1,000.
us.
There's like 1,000 other personal trainers that don't do like what we do.
Yeah.
And they
Choose
wouldn't
them.
really be that like
Yeah.
appropriate really for
Yeah.
someone like us.
Exactly.
But we are more appropriate for someone like us.
Yeah.
So it works.
It works. And that's why we need the space. We need the space because the general gym fitness spaces are not made for people like us. Does that mean that we shouldn't go? No, we should still go.
Yeah.
You know, go to the gym, go to classes, try new sports, just try whatever it feels like you feel like it's going to make you feel good.
Yeah.
But how cool would it be? How cool is it going to be
Yeah.
to have a space where you just be like, I'm just going to go to the gym. I know
Yeah.
that the lights are going to be soft. The music is not too loud.
Yeah. Not having to like force yourself to go to the gym when
No.
you really don't want to. You're actually like, I can do this.
Yeah.
You know, exercise might not even be like your favorite thing to do, but at least the experience might not be like awful.
Yeah.
It might just be
not,
like
not dreading
fine.
it. Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, and that is like that's the bare minimum that we want
Yeah,
to achieve
exactly.
here. You know, hopefully you get
move-
some people like
we move to-
loving exercise.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You move to feel good. You move to respect your body. You move to feel powerful, but you also move to embrace who you are and just move in a way that works for you. Because no, we can't all move the same way. No, we don't all have 24 hours in a day. No, we're not. We don't.
Oh.
No, I want to die. It's just saying it out loud.
Yeah.
No, we don't all have the same energy availability and
Yeah.
and capacity
Mhm.
and physical abilities, and that's okay because that's
Yeah.
just how humans are, and
Yeah.
we should all respect that.
Yeah.
And we should have spaces that respect that where we feel free.
You respect all
will.
your stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's a lovely note to wrap it up
Yes.
on, isn't it, little no?
It's so cute.
So yeah, to all of our listeners, thank you for
Thank you.
listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you to River for
Thank you.
coming on down to
Thank you
chat with
for
us.
letting me ramble for a very long time.
I love the rambles. I do it myself sometimes, so it's nice to have someone else rambling
That's good.
because then I'm
Yeah.
not like me. And it was all good. It was all good stuff. It was all,
All
good
good ramble. Yeah.
Top tier rambling.
Excellent rambling.
Excellent. I am very new to podcasting, so I never know how to end these. So I'm just going to say the end. Thank you for watching and tune in for more
Or on.
episodes of Fruit for Thought.